Stupid ass. Stupidas. Hey guys, welcome back to Louie's Live. So for this week's video, I have a little story time. If you've been a long time subscriber, then bitch, you know this background, you know what this means. Throwback to when I used to do like a bunch of story time videos. This was literally my filming area. A while back, I said I was gonna stop doing story time videos because I would get into a lot of trouble. Porque unas chismosas would go and fucking snitch me out. So pretty much all of my story times have to do with people in them. And in most of them, I'm kind of like exposing people. But that is not my intention. I try to change people's names. I don't give their identity. I don't say where they live. I try to like keep all of that anonymous. But hay unas chismosas that don't know how to enjoy a simple story time. So I love doing story time videos. I feel like it's one-on-one chisme. But I am going to ask you guys for one thing and one thing only. Please just enjoy the content and my story and do not go try to hunt down the person that I'm talking about. That's when I will stop making story time videos because then I get shit for it. Like, that is not the intention of these videos. This video is just for entertainment and entertain you guys about my stupid ass life. But anyways, let me just shut the fuck up porque estoy hablando mucho y no estoy diciendo mi story time. Stupid ass. So this story time has to do with a very bad sexual experience that I had. So if your mommy or papi are around you, bitch, you might want to put in some earphones or fucking run in your room y escóndete. Pa que tu mami no agarre el cinto y whoosh, whoosh. So this happened to me a very long time ago. I want to say it was probably like almost 2 years ago. So I was talking to some guy that I met on social media and he slid into my DMs and was like, hey bitch. And when I looked at my DMs and saw his little profile picture, I was like, stupido. And you know, a bitch had to reply. In his profile picture, the guy looked very attractive. So you know me, I was like, So I replied to this guy and we ended up having like a full-on conversation. And I always like to know where people are from. I'm just not the type of person to want to have long-distance relationships. Not that I was thinking about relationship, but just telling you guys in general. I don't like to have long-distance relationships. I don't like to have long-distance friendships or anything that's like long-distance does not work out for me. So whenever I meet someone online, I always tend to ask them, where are you from? And depending on where they say they're from, if they're hella far, I'm just like, bye. Like, that's not gonna work for me. So I'm not gonna say how far this guy was from me or where the hell he lives because again, I want to keep this super low key and I don't want to give out any of his information. But let's just say this guy lived very far away from me, bitch. To the point where I was like, honey, we ain't doing this. So I kind of just started distancing myself from him. But you know, here and there, he was still DMing, I would DM him back. And then over time, I gave him my Snapchat, and then I gave him my phone number, and then it just fucking escalated into something way bigger than what I thought it was gonna be. So it ended up turning into me and him having like nightly calls every single night. Like every night he would call me, and he would text me every day, and like, you know, like it was just like an everyday type of thing. And like part of me was just kind of like, ugh, because I was getting upset with myself because I was starting to kind of catch feelings for this guy when I knew that there was no way I should because he lived so far away from me. So I was like, but it was that type of feeling where like I didn't want to just stop texting him because now I just kind of felt really like attached to him, which is weird. Like, I don't know, I don't mean to judge anyone who does like long distance relationships or anything like that, but to me it's just like, I don't know how that works. I don't know why it would work. I don't know why someone would choose to do that. Like, that is so difficult. Or maybe it's just me because, like I said, yo siempre necesito atención. So, like I said, we would talk every single day. And it ended up getting to this point where, like, he started calling me babe and, like, all these things. And I was just like, honey. Because that's just when the feelings get stronger. And I was not trying to do that. But when I tell you guys, this guy was fucking cute, bitch. Like cute, like to the fucking max cute. Which is why it was so hard for me to like stop talking to him because I thought he was very attractive and he was super sweet to me and like, it was just like, why are you gotta be so fucking far? So in my mind, I never thought that I would have the opportunity to ever see this guy in person. Like, I mean, I knew I could make like a trip to go see him and shit, but I was like, bitch, I am not gonna go through all that just for that. So after a while, I kind of realized that I was catching feelings for this guy, and I was just like, honey. So I brought myself back to earth and I was like, bitch, you can't do this. How the hell are you falling for someone that lives so far? And over time, I began to keep my distance from him. I stopped texting him so often. I stopped answering his phone calls. I stopped I stopped everything that I could to kind of keep my distance and not catch feelings for this guy. So for a while we kind of stopped talking, but I always knew that he had very strong feelings for me because that's just the way he expressed it. So as more time went by, we ended up starting to communicate again, but this time it was no longer like that flirty type of communication. It was more like we're just friends because we both kind of came to the realization that there was no way that me and him could ever do something or be something because of our distance. So we ended up just keeping it chill, being friends. We would still talk here and there, but it was no more like that flirty thing. So I knew that he had feelings for me. And inside, like deep inside, bitch, I still had really strong feelings for him, but I would just not let them come out because I just didn't want to get attached. So this one time, an opportunity came to me where I had the chance to go see him where he lived. When I found out about this opportunity, immediately I was like, immediately I thought of him. I was like, oh my god, this is where he lives. Like, I'm gonna be able to see him. Like, what the heck? Like, the feelings that I had for him came out because I was like, bitch, I'm gonna see him. Like, what the fuck? So I ended up telling him about this and he got super duper excited. And I knew that I was gonna be there for a couple of days where he lives. So we kind of like made some plans what we were gonna do and all this other cute shit, and I kind of started getting all excited. But I knew that I kind of wanted to keep it in the friend zone because I had to come back to reality and be like, even if I go and I like fall all in love with him and shit, I'm gonna have to come back home and I'm not gonna be able to see him anymore. So when we made our plans to hang out, in my head I was just like, this is gonna be friends, like we're just gonna be cool, like we're not gonna do anything. I don't want to do anything because, you know, like I just didn't want to catch feelings for him. And as the day came closer, we would talk about it more and he would kind of like ask me if I was like down to do stuff with him. And like, you know, like low key, I was very, very, very down to do stuff with him, but I just didn't think it was right and I didn't want to because I just didn't want to catch feelings for him. Y yo no soy un pinche cualquiera. I don't throw myself to anybody. Like, bitch, my body's a temple. No cualquiera se puede meter conmigo. So finally the day comes when I'm gonna make my trip to where he lives. And I am so fucking nervous, but super duper excited. Like, it just felt so weird. Like, imagine talking to someone online for such a long time. I literally talked to him for like about 8 months before we even first got to see each other. So like there was like a whole friendship type of thing, relationship type of thing going on there. And I was finally gonna get to see this guy in person and I was super duper excited, but like nervous as shit because what if he was fucking catfish? Or what if he thought I was catfish? Like, what if he thought I looked cuter in my pictures and then he sees me and he was like... So there was just a lot of thoughts going into my head that I was very scared of. So I finally get to where he lives and I had some things to do, but we had a set time to when we were gonna meet each other. So I knew that I really liked this guy and that he was very, very cute, but I also knew that I didn't want to do stuff with him because I just didn't want to catch feelings for him. When I do something with someone, like anything intimate, like holding hands or hugging or just like a kiss or something, anything within that, I usually get attached pretty quick, and that's definitely like a negative, which is why I did not want to really do things with this guy because I knew that if I did any little thing, even tocarlo with my pinky, I knew that was just gonna spark a whole fucking firework up my ass and it was just gonna make me get attached to this guy. So we finally meet and it is kind of awkward at first, but he like takes me out, he shows me around the city, he takes me to go eat. Like, it's just such a cute little date type of thing that I was getting so kind of like about because it was so cute that I was just like, this can't be happening right now, like don't do this, like I'm gonna catch feelings for you. And then, you know, I started getting to like the whole little cute scene where like he holds your hand, he's like hugging you and like kissing you. Like, it just escalated so quickly, which normally I'd be like, bitch, on the first date I'd be like, no me toques. But because like I said, I had been talking to this guy for like 8 months or something around that time, and I just felt like I knew him because like I said, we would FaceTime all the time, he would text me, like he would call me. So it was just like literally an online relationship. So we have like a beautiful night together. Like, he just kept calling me babe and like taking pictures of me and like carrying me, like, you know, all the super cheesy cute stuff. Like, I'm into that, bitch. Like, I know a lot of people cringe with shit like that, but I am like, I'm into all that shit, bitch. Enséñame que me amas. So, you know, I was living the fantasy, I was living lavish. So as the night comes closer, I asked him to spend the night at my place. I did not want him to leave because by this time yo ya estaba bien pinche enamorado. So I offered him to stay with me where I was staying. Of course he said yes. And at this point, I honestly had no idea what the fuck was gonna happen that night because I knew he really, really liked me. And I also knew that I really liked him. But then I had also told him that I wasn't sure if I was down to do stuff with him because it's not my type of thing to like literally go with someone the first time that I meet them and like, you know, yo no soy un cualquiera. So I had made it clear to him that I just wasn't sure if I wanted to do stuff like that with him. So he gets his stuff and he's gonna spend the night at my place and I had no idea what the fuck was gonna happen. Pero you know I had to be prepared por si algo pasaba. So as soon as, okay, this is where it's gonna start getting a little rated R. I'm gonna try to keep it PG, pero nomás les aviso. So we get to my place and immediately as I take him inside, he begins to start kissing me. Y yo, you know I didn't stop him. So we start kissing, you guys know the chingaderas, and slowly it begins to go to like my bed. And then you know things start getting a little touchy. And at this point I was just waiting for something to happen. So you know I start getting tired and I was like, I'm gonna turn off the lights because I'm getting tired. So you know he makes his way over to me, I make my way over to him, and bitch, this is where it all goes like down. So you know we were like kissing and stuff for like a good while, you know. So I ended up getting really, really into it. Like I was like, like bitch, I'm ready. So you know when it's time to like do stuff, I tried to grab like his wee or his chile or his pepino, su papa, whatever the hell you want to call it, you know what I mean. So the lights were all off, you know, I couldn't really see anything and I was literally like my hand was down there trying to find it. And bitch, I couldn't find it. I was like, oh me chingados está. And you know, with the lights fucking off, I couldn't really see where the fuck it was at. So I was just like, bitch, where is it? So when I finally found it, and it was like, bitch, it was not even hard. And I was like, I was so confused because it seemed like he was very into it. And I was just like, you're not hard. Like I literally asked him and he was like, oh no, like it takes me a while, like blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, okay, well bitch, it's been a good 2 hours. And so, you know, he says he's gonna like handle it. He's gonna like whatever. So we keep doing stuff and he ends up like, you know, wanting to like, you know what I mean, bitch. So, you know, I start feeling him trying to like, you know, hit the jackpot. But I was like, bitch, I don't feel shit. And I was just so confused because he seemed like he was super duper into it, but like, obviously his chile was not into it. So at this point, I started getting like hella confused and I was just like, muévete, estúpido. So I was like, let me take over, bitch. So now I start going all over him, trying to get his little chile to fucking go all the way up to heaven. And like after a good while, por fin, the fucking tower erupted. Y yo ya pinche todo sudado. I was like, after like so much hard work. Like, I don't know why it was taking this long. Like, bitch, usually nomás me miran y ya está todo listo. So I was so confused. So, you know, I get my saddle and I ride that shit home. Oh, hell no. This story time is way too much. I'm so sorry, guys. But as we're about to do shit, the fucking tower comes crashing back down. And at this point, I'm just like, and he just kept trying to do stuff with me, but it just wouldn't work because the pajarito would not go up. So eventually I just got tired of like trying to like play it off and try to be like, okay, let's keep trying. And I was just like, bitch, what's up? What's good? I literally was just so confused. I was like, are you not like into it? Like, do you not like it? Do you not like me? Like, what's going on? Because from my understanding, I knew he had like very strong feelings for me because that's what he would tell me. And so I was super duper confused and I was just like, honestly, I honestly kind of took it to the heart. I was just like, can I not turn this guy on? Like, ¿qué chingados me pasa? Like, I'm not trying to be like, but like this has never happened to me. Like I've never gone through something like this where like a guy couldn't even like get turned on. So I asked him and he was like, no, like it's fine, like we can keep trying, like blah blah. And I was just like, no, we can't keep trying. Like I was so over it. Like I was like, why the fuck won't it work? And then he ended up getting like super duper butthurt and I was like, why are you butthurt? Like I should be the one who's butthurt because I can't even fucking turn you on. And then we ended up like stopped trying and we had like a one-on-one conversation. So he ended up telling me that he was super duper duper embarrassed and I was like, embarrassed of what? I should be the one embarrassed. So he told me that he couldn't get turned on or, you know, make his tower go up because he was super duper nervous. And I was like, nervous of what? So he ended up telling me again that he has really strong feelings for me and that he just wanted to be like the best of the best and he wanted it to be like the best experience for me because he's liked me for like such a long time. And he said he didn't want it to just be like whatever. So he was way too focused on trying to make me have a good time that he ended up getting himself fucking nervous as shit, and he was too concentrated on making sure that I was like turned on. So because of all that shit through his head, he couldn't even fucking get a boner. And after he told me all that, I was like, bitch, if you just don't like me, tell me. Like, I was not buying it. But then he ended up just telling me again that he really likes me and that he was super embarrassed because in his head he wanted it to be perfect and he wanted me to like have a good time and like not have a bad experience and all that stuff, because he would watch my YouTube videos and he said he's heard some of my old story times where I had like bad experiences with guys and stuff, and that he was scared of like doing the same thing to me. And the funniest fucking part ever, because I know you're gonna watch this and I'm so sorry, he was like, and now I'm scared that you're gonna make a story time about it. And I was like, bitch. Like, he straight up literally told me, he's like, I'm just so embarrassed now because I don't want you to make a story time about it. Like, this is when my story time videos were very, very popular. So like, he knew that some shit was gonna happen. And I literally was like, no, like I would never. And then fast forward to me here, bitch. Well, now we're here, bitch. No, I'm kidding. But like, I'm not kidding because I'm making the story time. But that was such a fucking embarrassing moment for me. Porque I was like, ¿por qué chingado no se le para? Like, I was literally like, oi! Like trying to get that shit to like get up and shit. It wasn't working. Like, I was literally tackling it, like trying to fucking get it to go all the way up. So I was just like, yo no entendía, yo soy un niño guapito, why the hell, por qué no se le paraba? But after his explanation, then I kind of like understood him or whatever, and I knew he was very, very nervous. So then after that, I just moved myself to the side, and we just cuddled like for the rest of the night, and we went to sleep, and we ended up not doing anything. And then I never saw him again. Now I don't even talk to him, so I don't even know if he's gonna end up watching this video, and if you do, hey. Pero sí que yo pasé una pinche vergüenza with that experience. Like, I literally could not understand por qué no se le paraba el chile. Sí que me la creí. Like, I really thought that I was an ugly bitch for a second. Like, I was like, ¿estoy tan feo? Because I swear, when I looked in the mirror, I was like, soy un niño bien guapito. So moral of the story, if a guy can't get turned on, nomás córtaselo. But yeah, guys, that is my story time. Please make sure you give me a big thumbs up. That way I know you guys like story times and you guys want to see more story times. Si quieren más, déjenme saber down in the comment section below. Also, guys, starting on Sunday the 16th, I'm gonna start uploading every single day up until the 22nd, which is a Saturday. So for that whole week, I'm gonna have a new video every single day that is Christmas related, my vlogmas. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this week's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know down in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys next time I upload. Peace. Bye, guys.